Like Cutter, it's another wide, gets Japan up to 130. 6 and 4 would get to 140.
Yeah, that was attempted leg cutter. He hasn't hold on the right line of length sitting. So he's been a big mixed bag, either side of the wicket, either to a left-hander or a right-hander. Just need to do the basics. He's very smart and very quick.
Goes a long way up. Should be a catching opportunity. By the time he goes back and holds on, Yadav has his first. Olive well fought back in remarkable, extraordinary, exceptional fashion. And the fans love it every second of it. The colour, the beauty, the blue and red of Nepal, plenty of flags. Big crowd in today, Paresh. And they're making their voices heard.
I think it's a hard thing. Expect that fans coming in numbers. It was a smart catch by Sandeep Lamichhane going behind in the 30th circle.
Nepal टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पनि नेपाल टप सब्जेक्ट छ लक्ष्य energy 8 energy भनेकै Red Bull
Panchaganya Pathway, luxury made affordable.
sure I got more can't get any contact again as you shake it over to put it completely through for what should be by a lot of extras in that final over and hold on the flat which was the run out to start with as Japan and that quite brilliant exceptional fight back from Nepal who were in such trouble 97 for 1 they were when Kendall Kadawaki Fleming and Ishan Rahman were going so well but the big wickets came. Gulshan Jah and Sampal County I thought were exceptional. Amachani then got into the game as well. Nandan Yadav closed things out well. And yet again, Nepal's fielding has proved a real point of difference. That run out for Dipender Singh is so impressive. So too is the one for Rohit Pound. Really just those two seconds.
Yeah, but Fleming and Ramon, none of the batters were able to contribute. Talking about the bowling of Nepal, Dipender Singh, a very good economy rate of Balkani and Dipender Nandanyani taking a wicket. 2 wicket apiece with Gulshan Jah and Sandeep Lamichhane.
Yeah, amazing fight back, given it was 13, 14, and 15 overs without a single wicket outside of that one, which is the run out that got things going. The way in which they've come back in this contest, really quite remarkable. Kendall Kadawaki Fleming played nicely, Japan's all-time leading run scorer, the skipper, the 29-year-old. He was very cautious at first, didn't get much support from his opening partner, but there was a real change, was there a shift in dynamic around the 8th, 9th over. The boundaries started to come, and Japan really started to dominate the contest.
Yeah, it was the partnership that took Japan forward in the middle of this Kendall and Rama 60 odd run partnership between them. Sandeep Lamichhane had a neat touch. He recognized the googly very well, played it late, played it in the gap.
Yeah, and in fairness to Lamichhane, after this partnership, not the greatest over to tell, which is surprised. It's impressive period. To be held by Sundeep Chora, and as soon as that wicket fell, all of a sudden they started to come consistently. Gulshan Jah gave a massive celebration, telling everyone to calm down. Chadi came into his own with his wicket taking prowess to the fore, but for me it was Gulshan Jah who was the star of the show.
It was, and Gulshan Jah was the star of the show in the first game against Kuwait. Scored 25 deliveries.
That did certainly conceded in terms of the group stages. Maybe it was too much players. Very much it's just the way which is an impact of things, his own round skills, his left us in a position where Nepal will be favourites at the halfway stage. Japan, well, they promised so much one stage in 97 for one, and looking good. That was with the best part of 8 overs left to make it 60, well, 70, maybe even more. But the last 8 overs it belonged entirely to Nepal with only one double digit over and a remarkable fight back, including wicket made from Shinja. Nepal, after about a 10-minute break, will need exactly 132 runs to win. We'll be back on air in about 5 minutes' time. So just time for a cup of tea or a hot lemon ginger. Only go get one of those wherever you're watching from. And we'll see you in five. Energy, energy, Red Bull. It's in place of the opinions. It's not everything I did in one city. It's something shine back, वर्ष नेपालमा सर्वाधिक चाहिएको चाउचाउ कच्चको बियो बबाल बियो छ
उसको पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ केएफसी
recognize degree Pakistan Kathmandu.
Panchaganya Bathware, luxury made affordable. मैले त्यस्तै भने होइन अरू चिज छैन पेन्ट त ल्याउन
हरेक लक्ष्य आफ्नै जोड साथ लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एनर्जी भनेकै Red Bull. सबै नयाँ चिन्ता सबै छिमेकीले विनाश मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ खरिदेर पाइएको सबै हेरेर लिएर गुनासोको छोरा जन्मिँदा घरमा एसियन ग्रेड्स अल्टिमा ब्युटी साइन लगाएको त्यतिमै त्यसमा भएको 500 टेक्नोलोजीले सबै साइनबाग वर्ष
Hotel booking of the Eastern Banking. How to bus hotels all across the town. The hotels with the best service. Relax, booking is the hotels for everyone. Offer hotel booking funny सेवा banking.
appliances.
Special celebrations like Sunday special only, so they will see.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एनर्जी भनेकै Red Bull. यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति कार्पेटको साथ प्राइम बिलिपबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माण गण्ड once you can 500 extra 550 extra once you can चाहिए नि नेपालको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको घरपर्दो भएको नेपालका सब्जेक्ट हुन्छ Jones, sad, I'm showing energy, energy, what again? Red Bull.
difficult to get that because it's difficult to learn. So, but difficult. Competitions, skyward, and avalanches.
Panchakanya pathway, luxury made affordable. This time, I am choosing significant also extraordinary.
Choice, it's ahead of Shahane, Energy 8, Energy Money Red Bull, Ready presents T20 World Cup qualifiers. The powerful Whistle of the Yan, powered by Jan's Extra Long Range, Basmati Rice.
मैले त्यसरी भने होइन अरू चिजको छैन टुपियान दस मात्र ल्याउँदा यहाँ एक्स्ट्रा लङ रेन्ज बासमती राइसको 20 केजीको प्याकेटको खरिदमा पाउनुहोस् क्यासब्याक पनि अघि बढ्नु
MIT, an internationally recognized degree स्वदेश तथा विदेशमा आर्जन गर्ने शिक्षाको सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ आइएमई लाइफ इन्सुरेन्स आइएमई लाइफ बालकिरण जीवन बिमा योजना यहाँ सोल्टी चामल खरिद गर्नुहोस् 2000 सम्मको क्यासब्याक पाउनुहोस् ज्ञान पाए ज्ञान नै रहन्छ तिले जहिले साथ दिएला या नथिला यी सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ बालकिरण जीवन बिमा
मैले त्यसरी भने होइन अरू चिजको छैन टुपियान दस मात्र ल्याउँदा
presents T20 World Cup qualifiers. The powerful Whistle of Yatra, powered by Jan's Extra Long Range, Basmati Rice. Good afternoon, that here alongside Paresh Nahani for company. Great to be with you live. Beautiful Sultan Oman. It's a very warm day, but it's a beautiful day for the here. Now, Emirates and Nepal have pulled off probably the fight back in the tournament thus far in that first innings. Again, if you're only tuning in there, you're saying, oh, we've only got 30. It's always going to be Nepal favourites at the halfway stage, but that's not really the case. Second, the partnership between the captain and that Robbie. The president said that at the start of the season, well, Japan were well set at 97. We only had 31 Kurdish inspired fight back. Could be half a chance for the very first ball, as we see instead of misfield, that is going to race to the rope. It could have been a wicket easily, and a bit of fortune because that was off his leading edge more so than anything. As we see, Sakurada Thomas of bowling, who's Pertel trying to work it probably into the leg side, leading edge, beats the cover fielder, beats it off, and gets to the rope as I wish good evening, or a good afternoon to Paresh Lahan. Good afternoon, Lenny. That will make leaving to the viewers. That's a good shot, but the umpires moved away. Yeah, Kushal Patel's heart must have been in his mouth after he played that first shot. It was in the air. I think that hit the bat rather than the bat.
Yeah, three medium pacers, Sakurana Thomas and Sam Rahman able to get it through a little bit quicker than the others. And then three spin options. They're the primary six bowlers from Japan. Left arm spinner, two right arm off spinners. So we managed to get to there. So primarily was 6. This is chipped down the ground very elegantly. It's only a punch really from Bertel, but he looks like he's returning to some of his very best form. Remember his blind start to international cricket, 450s in his first 5 innings. He hits a second boundary, and it's very, very elegant. Paresh, what a shot that is.
That was just a check drive by Patel, stay down the ground. Rather. Kushal Patel has runs under his belt at the first game he played against
हेलो
he
साथीहरू
scored
कहाँबाट हेर्दै
60
हुनुहुन्छ
odd
यदि
runs. Now,
मिल्छ भने आफ्नो
boundaries in
लोकेसन
this over the first over.
बताइदिनु होला है
Yeah, 66.
कहाँबाट हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ
Holding the post-match presentation, the best innings of his career. That's how important that was against Kuwait. Up to a winning start. Both of these sides, reminder, qualified through to the Super 6. And it's really much the case. So he's going to take the first points in the Super 6. So again, an aggressive stroke attempted. The importance of Bertel at the top of the order, given that he had a really tricky patch, didn't he, in 2024, parts of 2023, dropped down the order to 6 and 7. Stuart Law's backing his man at the top of the big one.
He is a natural strike maker. That is why he opens the batting. He uses the power play.
Goes again and takes that aerial route. It's going to fly just out of the reach of the mid outfielder. A valiant, incredible effort, actually. Give credit to Sean Slater, who does so well to try out the edge of the 30-yard circle. 15, 20 yards back. And all the brilliance of the balance fielding, that would have been probably the catch of the tournament.
Kushal Patel once again stepping down the track. Just getting to it. That's a very good effort by down on the leg side, flicking away. Just a single though. A very good over comes to an end. Nepal 11, no loss.
Just how much Kushan Bertel struggled last year. Season 2024, 13 minutes. High score just there. Energy, Red Bull.
Yan extra long range rice kaya peace magic with that credit ma. Paano was cashback for the day after? Healthy wallet ma.
Allah, salamat ikaw tayo, chacha. Chat ko dito. Target that. Here's the youngster, Martin Zay. It's left arm sweep. Class. 11 come from the first. Bertel gets a signal to get Asif Sheikh on the strike for the first time.
You're talking about Kushal Patel's form. Yeah, it happens to a player when you go through a black patch, a dark patch. He worked very hard on it. He'd been batting in numerous places like number 3, number 7, number 5. And now he'll be batting again.
I'd love to see Charlie Hardinze in that under 19 men's cricket World Cup. It's only what, 4 months away or something around that. To January they became the 14th nation to qualify with a big victory back in April over Fiji. Hardinze was very much to the fore. Town won't take on the single. It's actually named the player of the tournament in that stage of Pacific region qualifier with 2 wins and 12 wickets. Lots of talented youngsters. Cricket Japan doing a lot of good things. This is a cutaway, finds the gap and finds the boundary. Felt like an even smaller gap because two fielders there at point, and indeed the umpire in the big shirt is similar colour because of where the sun is. Great stroke for 4.
Ball came in after pitching for Ben, just gave himself room and cut that into the gap. The placement was perfect.
Jim Jan Brown getting box with every compass being cheered to the rafters by fans that are predominantly supporting Nepal. I've seen 2 in Japan pink tops with the Japan flag. There's many more.
I don't think that's pink.
कति काम गरे
They are playing pink, but the flag color is red.
The flag was red, absolutely. 2 flags. End of the second, Nepal 18 for them. A good over Harrington teams. It's from 7. For Nepal, all focus on teammates. Side back. Flush.
पुस्तकलाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ केएफसी
Wickets to start to drag things back. Sean Sagata Slater, the other right arm seamers, just called in. Driven but too firmly to take the stage for that person. He's in play. Probably got one in air daylight left. I do think the floodlights will kick in for some aspect of this second innings. Why do we do action tonight? Should be a good clash that one. PNG versus Oman at the beginning in must-win territory. Oman have a little to do. It's not a good delivery. This tournament's been a fascinating one already. I know we're only in the 3rd day, Paresh. First day, everything went to plan with regards to rankings. The 3 correspondents of the 20 favourites, Nepal, UAE, and Oman all got it done, but had a few wobbles. Yesterday was the opposite.
Exactly. The first day was dramatic. To be honest, yesterday was swing and a miss. But it was a mixed bag on the first day. But yesterday, with not getting knocked out of the tournament, a high-ranked team beaten by a lower-ranked team, Japan, even Samoa beating PNG. So everything happened yesterday.
Use the feet down the track. Now they're interested in an LBW appeal, but he's come so far down. I think it's very difficult to give that good hard length hit though by Slater. Excellent bowling.
He's trying to hit the deck. Cement is perfect. That's the ball. It's straight back. He's mixing his length, dating his length.
Good bowling, and I think in fairness to Japan, clearly the indications, the instructions from the coaches, it's very something like that. Which you got it so well about person.
Yeah, but I'm not that much right. The balls I got balls and so that.
You can pitch it rewards good bowling, good basics. This field is going to cost a boundary. Like some race to all enough points. And nearly cost 4. It's got something on it to at least say 4 and turn it into 2.
When you have climate inside that is not a line like outside of some outside of. So You have a wide third man and a short, very fine third man as well. Back a point, cover point, extra cover and bit off on the offside.
So I like it. There's a few different permutations of area different so get rotate. Just really goes down the road. That's the other one. Yes. Yeah, and then we two East Asia Pacific teams that go to Super Sixes. Oh yes, stunning. One of the shots of the day, and it's exactly where Kendall Fleming hit his two. That was over long on for the left-hander. This one's over long on for Massive Sheikh. Made it look easy, very elegant, pleasing on the eye. Just caresses this for six.
Fleming hit 2 6s against Sandeep Bamichani this time around. It was right on the slot. Went over the long on, mid off Peter, over the fence for a six.
It was just glorious, wasn't it? No need for any contest of rage or anything like that. Just a elegant bat swing from a very talented cricketer. Fresh. Does this remind you of you in your prime?
Yeah, I used to play straight, but not over the top. All around the ground.
Throwing it a bit along the ground, not in the air. That's a beautiful shot. So I think, in fairness, Ken Fleming's was bigger on that jam. Particularly the first one. That one was because it's over the long off. Just the extension of the arms of the batsman was even more pleasing on the eye. And Harry Hinze, he was such a prodigious, prolific young talent, is just being targeted a little bit here in the power play. It's a tall task for a 17 goal to ball to lose to. 24 yards of the comes out. The shake was last night. It was like, shake was state. Enjoyed a bit of tea. Yeah, they were very happy. Watched the game. Bingo. Harry Hinze was interested in this impression.
Yeah, looked very close in the first instance, but to see the replay, probably slightly going down.
Did he get it to turn? Is the question. Or was it just angling on with the arms? Certainly an appeal of love to appeal of interest. Again, he uses his feet to create half a chance. Oh, spectacular effort. It's another one that, well, it's hard to call the chance or hard to call the chance. Flying long off field there, a bit off field, run around. Quite another day.
Coming down the track, not into the pitch of the ball, hit it.
Like you now, back to that replay as Bertel can't beat the infield. Round out the next over. Awfully difficult chance, Paresh, wasn't it? Yeah, made good ground up. I think he got a hand on it in the end. Might have been ran at him there. I think it made off. good effort, but I suppose for Japan to defend this little total, they're going to have to take those through the cup. It's probably more than Japan's matters that it's technically correct and
Yes, he is. He is one of the most elegant, stylish, classical players who can score runs even in the national above the striking.
It's actually some, although Nepal don't play a huge amount of multi-team cricket, did bring the J Trophy there last year, I think it was. It might have been this year when the years are drifting into each other to play some 2-day and then a 3-day final that competition. The rest of it. So we hope to see get an opportunity to test whether that's the assets from a technical perspective.
Yes, he has that aspect. Everything, the way he comes on to the front foot, the way he moves back to the back foot.
That's the one shot that gets him in a bit of trouble. Just as we're waxing lyrical about how elegant he is. Probably doesn't need to play that. He plays it back he works experience.
This kind of a shot when he played against Queen, brought the down ball, was trapped LBW, trying to play across the line. He doesn't have to do that. He just back to basics. Just do your basics right. Clipped off his hips just for a second.
That's what he for most substance sides, particularly a premier substance sides as better equipment too. They're basically splitting their focus pretty much 50-50 aren't they? ODI cricket, T20, and as a consequence, nobody going to play with the performance. This is a bench from some of these guys later. So this, if they out there those 3 points, if there's a day where they will play test cricket, this might be the weakest of Asimovic's 3 points. He's still very effective in T20 cricket, particularly when he has Bertel kind of going a bit more hammer at times out of the upside.
That is what they complement each other for. Bertel comes in, attacks the ball. He has that aggression in the T20 format.
This goes straight up. This should be the first wicket ball that comes around. That holds on, and Japan celebrates. So Goya Slaters really deserve that. But look at this, all 11 Japanese fielders coming in, sprinting in together. They're pumped up. Loving every second. And then I think do have one of Nepal's first 2 openers as Bertel looked for the hook shot. Got surprised by that bit of extra bounce. And I figured to pace it off for 2 from Slater.
And tried to pull the ball hurried onto him from the top edge. Made smart beat catch. By the fielder at short line. Tumbling to his back. That was the captain, Kendall Fleming.
Would have been nervous underneath it. Knew the importance of it. 2 very, very difficult chances both on.
Nepal को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको अर्को उपाय नेपाल सब्जेक्ट
हरेक लक्ष्य आफ्नै जोस उत्साह मेहनत लक्ष्य अनि एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बल
साथीहरू एकैछिन ब्रेक लिनुपर्ने भएको छ है। यति बेला चाहिँ काम गर्दा गर्दै भोगटे आइपुगेको छ र म भोगटे खान लागिरहेको छु। तपाईँहरू कहाँबाट हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ कमेन्ट गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
bit of all sorts. Some leg breaks, off breaks, but really poor deliveries to start with. But Sheikh just said, "Thank you for the presents," to heave them away. Again, the ball needs further inspection because it's offered up. So it's better, much better. Couple of bad balls.
And that was a bit slower through the air as well. Typically by him, 2 long hops and then 2 dot balls. I think he's getting the crew of the wicket now, getting the ball to release really well.
Straight breaks. It's cut away for 4 more. Flat through the air. Naseem Sheikh really taking a liking to Ravichandran. Being dispatched around Al Emirates.
This was not a bad ball. The shot was extremely good. He gave himself room and played it into the bat almost from the keeper's gloves. A very good shot. Played it very late to get the gap between short turn and backward point.
Sheikh just happened to keep the strike. He's accumulated 17 runs from that over. He got close to be 7 of the ball, the foul in cruise control, approaching the halfway marker of this chase for 62 for 1.
Yan extra long grain basmati rice ko 20 kg को पैकेट को खरीदमा पाउनुहोस् क्यासब्याक रूपले आफ्नो हकी वालेटमा
Difficult position. Just wonder for Kendall Kanawaki and Fleming as to when these thoughts might just turn into a bit of damage limitation. Was the dream putting off that shot upset to massive upsets in 2 days for Japan's cricketers? Does that kind of go into the rearview mirror? Does he start to think, hold on, how can a bowl as economically as possible to drag out this second innings to make sure we don't take such a thumping? And if we get 3 wins, I know we're going to be in a terrible position. So now Slater's coming back in. That's not going to help. The next up wide. Change of ends really frustrating. What's all I've had a couple of messages asking to explain before that rush. I think if you forget about the group stages, because by the end it's like we're going to those teams in the Super Six, then give us publish a points table with each side having played one match. Now that's the result. You will hold on to the third quarter. So the winner of this match will 2 points. UAE already have 2 points from Group A, and then it could be Oman, it could be Samoa, or it could be Papua New Guinea, depending upon the rotations in Group C. And then from there, all that happens is you play all the other 4 sides you can play, and it's the top 3 that go to the World Cup. There's no semi-final, there's no final. It's that simple.
Yes, it is. From Group A, UAE already taken 2 points to the Super Sixes. Whoever wins today, will take 2 points to the Super Sixes. That was hit over his head. A good catch. Third man. Naseem Sheikh, after playing good innings, has come to an end. 38 that he scored on 20 balls. Tried another one, but couldn't get so.
What a great change of bowling. Great credit to Kevin Kanawaki Fleming. He's gone to his gun fast bowler. Kept pounding back of a length, now even shorter. And Sheikh couldn't resist taking it on. And with deep third out, it was a very risky stroke. This is a good catch. Down at wide, deep third. And a bit of a celebration too. Love to see that. Give some back to the Nepal fans. Maybe he was getting a bit down there, Ibrahim Takahashi. And he says, yes, that's number 2. Nepal fans are going to rule that. Sheikh is gone for 38. Might not be enough turn this game on its head, but will certainly stem the run scoring flow. Japan deserve a second.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो उपाय नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बल प्राइम मिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT 550 XT
त्यस्तै भने होइन अरू चिजमा छैन टुपी एन्ड टिचर्स मात्र ल्याउन बिर्स्यो
Place in the order crucial models often in 4. Receivers on maybe it's cool to go to Europe. Drives, just drive, points. So Guidance Nature's being the pick of the bowlers by quite a distance here.
Actually, Zura has been sent, I think, because of he plays fast bowling very well. Just to keep pushing ball behind when the leg spinner or the left arm spinner comes.
Get off the mark with a quickly run single that might have been interesting with a direct hit, and Powdell is that quick that they'll get back for an overthrow. The awareness from the Palace captain coming through. Can't blame the fielder here, he had to throw it. Interesting. He had been able to affect that direct hit at the non-striker's end.
Quick run attempted there, the fielder missing the ball. Zura just stuttered there in the middle. That is why he had to sprint to the other end.
Be close, I reckon. Maybe it'll be next, in fact. The short ball, that would probably be too short, given us a wide, rightly so. Hard work. Coming up together as a pair, he's actually standing at a point which you might say, well, why is he doing that? That sun is getting so low out towards the mountains. To our right, as we look to your left of your screen, the length of the shadows that it's casting. Here we go. Not live. I think it would be too close to call. Draw against a single. These two are just like to accumulate and rebuild here. Not going to take too many risks, you imagine.
Yeah, they both are relatively new at the crease. Asif Sheikh, very well played, 38 comes to an end. He was the one who gave momentum to the innings after Kushal Bhuttel got out. Slater has been very good, very aggressive bowling those short balls, trying to attempt bouncers, bumpers.
He's also just hit that good hard length really well. His pen is so quick. Oh, brilliant running. Really quite remarkable how they've turned a single into two there. It probably should have been a dot ball. But you put the pressure back onto the fielders, you force them to try and take the single. Yeah, incredible. Really, really good awareness, game awareness for both of the parents. Probably frustrating for some guys like this one.
Energy भरेकै रेड बल
त्यस्तै भने होइन अरू चिजमा छैन टुपी एन्ड टिचर्स मात्र ल्याउन बिर्स्यो
On the media centre end. Long off and deep cover in place. And the next side, deep back of square is a long way behind square, covering that sweep shot. Deep in the middle and long on out for the circle 5/8. Ray bowling slow through the air. Some talent skill grip right on this. First, it's difficult position to come in. Good left arm bowler, good fielder, captain of the 19s. What a bright future he has.
Yes, he has a very bright future. I've seen him in the United Asia Cup. Very good fielding at extra cover. He's just flipping the ball into the air, just telling the batsman to come and hit.
It's great. 17. Continue to toss it up. Number 3 dots from 4 balls. Really impressive with Japan. First time I've ever commentated on the line. So,
Yeah.
the game yesterday.
Exactly.
This one comes maybe even help. Just as that little angle in. Exceptional running between the wickets again. They'll get on for the 2 comfortably. Third. And, not much risk taken by the batters here. Just
Yeah, this is very good batting by the captain. Just really soft hands. The ball never went out from the 30th circle and they took 2 runs. How fast they are in between the wickets.
yeah, it's really difficult for deep wicket and deep square leg because you can maybe get 3 or 4 yards in, but not much more than that because the short ball is pulled at you, particularly with the way that sun is. You don't want to be kind of thrown right deep, but it's forced to change the field, just like one shot. Deep third goes. Back, deep backward point comes in, hook comes deep with wicket, so protection on the next side. And misses out here. For Japan, we spoke about that factor of 2 games in 2 days. Change in field, that mid wicket fielder there, just right at the edge of the square, is coming to plug that gap. They've probably shown more than enough to think that they can win games in the Super 6.
Yes, they have, especially the batters blaming the captain. And Rama, the partnership that they got in Nepal today was brilliant.
They've been the 2 standouts with the bat. Their bowling attack is very effective. It looks like they're an incredibly tight knit group. Barry's just talking about the importance of, you know, doing things in a Japanese manner, speaking Japanese in and around the group, and sort of take a bow to their fans that came last night. It's lovely. Such a Japanese sport. Primary sports out people to drop a message correctly. Primary sports are tend to be lots of baseball, which is hugely popular. Cricket otherwise, rugby obviously hugely otherwise. It was South Africa 10 years ago now, back in 2015. I think they're a great story. Women's program what you were saying, done for the men's side coming through and expanding the game there. We want it to be a global game. We want not just a 20-team World Cup. There's already been some inclinations or whispers in and around the ICC that they'd like to get that to 24 teams in years to come. As Jorah goes down towards long off and straight at him. Japan are pumped up again and they find a third. It's a good catch. Nicely taken by Benjamin Ito Davis. And Japan, you have to say, are deserving all of these breakthroughs. I'll still hold the aces, but at the halfway stage, Japan fighting hard. And they've got 3 wickets to their name.
Yes, they have, and let's look at the shot again. The fielder was in the boundary line, a neat catch taken by the fielder there. But that, Zora has to depart for 5, and the umpires have called for the drinks break. We'll take a break here in the following box. Back.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइने नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बल एसियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमेट प्रोटेक्ट शानदार वर्ष
मम्मीले त्यस्तै भने होइन अरू चिज बस होइन टुपी एन्ड सिजर्स मात्र ल्याउ न बिर्स्यो
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बल MIT, an internationally recognized degree for marvelous Red Bull presents T20 World Cup qualifiers. Nepalको विश्वकप यात्रा powered by Young Extra Long Range Basmati Rice. लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बल यदि कार्पेट एउटा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको डोरी सुन्नुला यति कार्पेटको शिक्षा प्राइड मिलियनबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको पिण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्त्री Skyward or avalanches. Asian Paints Ultra Protect Shine. As far as UV hybrid technology, money, Shine dark, Person.
Hotel booking about Islamabad.
C comes in at number 5, the left-hander. Not too much pressure on Nepal because the recording rate is less than the goal. So we can more here today. But you can imagine that Japan will be delighted with the fight and the grit that they have shown. The fact they picked up 3 wickets. It's Takahashi to bowl for the first time. So break season took the catch and bit back to the Nepal fans. Oh, I can't. Oh, we will get off the mark next to the midfield. Initially, Powell would come down and needed to be sent back, but just fumble and stumble from Benson Davis. Just the big celebrations himself with that catch. Really sharp choice from Jora, particularly with it being on the ball before drinks. Andrew Leonard here alongside Fresh Lad. A few moments time. A few questions for him coming in, so use the hashtag T20 World Cup. Let us know where you're watching from. Put those questions into either the app or the badge, either Twitter or Instagram. Really enjoy having your company, and we know how much this qualifier means to so many people as we sort out the final three spots in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup will be held in India and Sri Lanka next year. 17 teams that will be there. Just 3 more remain. And all of those spots will come from this qualifier first and final between the EAP regions. So it's a trademark stroke of Roy Powell's. He loves that late cut. That is running really hard, thinking of a third, but we'll get there. End of the 11th. It's a 6-run opening over for Takahashi.
Panchakanya bathroom. Luxury made affordable.
हमले बिस्तर ही माना है ना और जिसको सोलर रुपया जिसको
The joy that the Nepal fans always show. It's very rare to see their carry on. Can do anything but help break into a smile. Their love of their nation, their love of the team, their love of cricket is just super inspiring. Suzuki comes into the attack. Using lots of bowling options out of Japan. Shady and echoing what Nepal did in that first innings. If Nepal, sorry, Gresham, if Nepal get home here, they'd be made to work for this victory.
Yes, they have been starting from the first innings, the way Captain Fleming and Rahman batted. Nepal was pushed to the back foot. Trade moves to Balkani, moves to Chile. Innings, Sunday Blanchard, 2 wickets.
I mean, it was in Shijab made the difference, though, wasn't it? The impact he had, particularly given his first over 9 runs to come back. Those remaining 3 of you on the bounce probably have changed the course of this contest.
Yes, it sure did. He got rid of the dangerous man, the captain of Japan, Fleming. Having ranked higher than Japan, they were pushed to back foot.
The challenges then in the defence of this chase for Japan, that their most prolific wicket taker, Ravichandran, just bowled a terrible first over. And any pressure that was built up with the dismissal of Bertel was just completely taken out of the game because he bowled 2 long hops to start with. Both of those were dispatched for 6. There's the boundary 2 for massive shake. That went for 17. Kendall Fleming hasn't wanted to turn back to him since. Edged away, a little bit of fortune for Rowan Powell, but he will get 4. Nice delivery. Third is very wide, and the Nepal fans are flying their flags and cheering on merrily yet again.
That had a bit of shape on it, getting that outside edge, running very fine towards the third man region. And like you said, letting the third man feeder was a bit wide. That is why he couldn't stop it. Just 43 more required of 50 deliveries. A total of 17. He would like to stay unbeaten.
How much would you read into those prior T20 World Cup experiences in terms of the qualifiers that Nepal have had? Obviously, heartbreak here against the UAE back in what was that, 2021, wasn't it, for the T20 World Cup 2022?
They played two T20 World Cups, one in 2014 and one in 2024.
Which back at the bowler, who thinks he's held on, and Kushal is happy to walk an exceptional catch. Suzuki McComb is brought into the attack. The mustachioed all-rounder has done so well to dive forward. He'll take it probably only inches off the turf. Nobody would have had a better view than Kushal, and he's happy just to walk off immediately. What a catch this is.
Incredible. Diving in front in your follow through, being a medium pacer, that's an incredible catch.
Second low score from Ala in 2 games. Again, good awareness of the matchups. Japan's getting fast ball around rather than a spinner to Mala. He's got to go for 4. Nepal just having a few wobbles in this chase. They've lost their 4th.
Subject Laksha and Energy 8. Energy Molecule Red Ball. यति कार्पेट कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सनु होला यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह
हामीले त्यसरी भने हैन अरु चिजको छैन टुप्या चिज मात्र ल्याउ न बेच्न
Between 4 teams, Japan, Philippines, Indonesia, and South Korea. They were unbeaten, 106. As it now will be Ravichandran, the wicket taker for Japan in their history, back into the attack. He's got 48 altogether. If he could get 1 or 2 now, maybe we'll just have a twist in this contest. Just a better singer with the new to increase.
This is very clever captaincy because the left-hander was there, Kushal Malla was there. He didn't bring Ravichandran into the attack. When Malla got out, immediately he's getting his leg spinner into the attack. Big Kapil, gone!
Japan have a faith when they have life. We have to love the associate partner events because they always have twists and turns. Now will be thinking they should have cruised this chase of 130. 2 wickets in 3 balls as the game turned on its head. It's those little strike breaks, the little skiddy long leg breaks from Ravichandran, giving him a 49th T20 international wicket. Might have been the goopy it was out of the back of the hand. Powell's not picked it, and for me, more than a fair decision. Going to go on and hit middle and leg stump. Ravichandran's pumped up. So too are Japan.
Yes, Roy Podwell has to depart. Very good delivery, very good captaincy. He has to depart for 18 of just 19 deliveries.
Subject Laksha and Energy 8. Energy Molecule Red Ball.
हामीले त्यसरी भने हैन अरु चिजको छैन टुप्या चिज मात्र ल्याउ न बेच्न
It continues to pose no real threat, 5.5 and over. In fact, they're 5 wickets down below the rest. Definitely does.
There's still an Iceman at the crease defending ID. Another Iceman has to depart, the captain of Nepal, Roy Podwell.
Round the wicket now. Right on the money. Coach Jai good enough to get off the mark. He's a confident young cricketer. He's already been through lots in such a short career for us.
Gulshan Judge is 19 years of age. The way he batted in the first game against Kuwait, the way he applied that got the momentum into the innings break for Nepal. That is why The bowlers came out and bowled very well to take wickets to get a victory out of it.
As fans always the calm position where they're starting to feel pressure as a team. Beautiful hue to the ground now. You might have noticed a difference in the colour on home for the first time. And oh, this looks very close. Pleading with Muckle, and the umpire has a long think and says no. I'm not sure necessarily what this is missing unless Irea's got a bit of bat on it. Look like it's just skidding on again. Or is it going down? Or is that hitting leg stump?
Excellent bowling by Ravichandran. He's taken a wicket already off the captain of Nepal.
I think it was probably another googly, wasn't it? He just sort of rolls it out a little bit Rashid Khan-esque, not full back of the hand googly, just coming out the side. What an over. What an impact. What a changed game all of a sudden. Of course, the 7 deliveries. Up to the swagger from Ravichandran too. Felt he could have had that decision go his way. Very close call. It's not quite a defender's energy.
स्वदेश तथा विदेशमा आगमन गर्ने शिक्षाको सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ आइएमबी लाइफ इन्सुरेन्स।
आइएमबी लाइफ बालकेयर जीवन बिमा योजना।
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन। आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइला नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक।
त्यस्तै भने हैन अरू चिजमा छैन प्र्याक्टिस मात्र ल्याउ न बिर्स्यो
Kendall Karawaki Fleming is captained outstandingly well. Get a call on that Trump fast bowler now. That was a good sharp bouncer. And it really impressed me today, Paresh, whatever the result. Pal are being made to work incredibly hard for this victory.
Yet again bowling that bumper, very accurate bumper. Bolsaja had to take the basic action, just ducking the ball. Yeah, Japan has not only impressed us, they've impressed the entire world.
Absolutely. Another great story from Sophia cricket this year. Excellent for a single. He has the pace to get back for the second. Might be not looking to go for it. The fast bowler himself doing fielding. Think of Italy's story this summer of qualifying for their first T20 World Cup. Imagine we add a Japan or a Samoa to that list. Who would have thought that 10 or 15 years ago, Paresh?
No one would have ever thought that. It's just because the Japanese, they played very well. Not only today, but yesterday beating Kuwait.
Over in the corner, Chitwan is out there. Yeah, I think so much of the growth and the development over the last decade has been due to one decision. Back in 2018, some statisticians, some Anoraks didn't like it, but back in 2018, the ICC granted T20I status to every single one of its, at that stage, 104 members, now 108 members, all are entitled to play T20Is. Ja hooks this away, and probably the biggest cheer of the day. He's a real fan favourite, this man. He stuck it onto the road. The angle helped him with that hook shot. It's an almighty maximum.
That is more than 100 meters. Good bumper again, well picked up by Bolsaja. Down to square leg, behind square. Into the road.
Yeah, remarkable shots. And there's a bit of niggle kicking in. I don't think Ravichandran, you can see, heavily involved in it there. I was happy with that LBW decision from umpire Muckle in the previous over. But I'm not sure why this ball has sparked the action and the drama. Outstanding quick shots, a nice bit of Caribbean flair there from Goshen Ja. Soars many a mile. And then there was a coming together of a number of Japanese fielders who came in to have a word or two with both Ja and Irie, who didn't seem to engage. The umpires rightly tainted your pan. Get back to your positions. Simple this time. This game has got a bit of spice of it in it all of a sudden.
And the Nepali fans, they're loving it. They're just chanting around. We are loving it, the spice.
Always good to have a bit of spice. Contest as long as it doesn't go past the line. And in fairness, both of these sides play with the great spirit of cricket, so they do. Staying around the wicket, final ball of Slater's spell. He's driven. He's bowled really well, Sagaya Slater. 2 for 22, he will take. Maybe even deserve the third wicket in there. But the 100 comes up as his spell ends, much to the cheers of the Nepal fans.
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक उचाइले बचाउँछ कञ्चनको बिरो
Second of the wickets. So he's found his rhythm, found his loop, and they're interesting little leg breaks, aren't they? It's kind of a bit of everything in there, quite flat through the air. It's not an extravagant drop at the front shoulder and shoulder backhand. It's sort of a little, it just rolls in the side of the hand. It's to pick where you count the pound, put the count defender severity to.
Yeah, after the first over that, he was a bit tentative, a bit nervous to go to Wasim Sheikh. He's found his rhythm. This was a full toss, easily driven away by Gulshan Jah.
I would suspect that this is the critical over. Ravi Chandran can get one, or in a dream world, two more. Japan might start to believe. Or he picks the googly this time. Is just not to lose a wicket here for Nepal. The required run rate isn't posing pressure. It's the fact they've lost those 5 wickets.
Yes. The current rate is over 7 runs per over. The required is under 6. It's very controllable. The only thing that Nepal is worried about is those 5 wickets.
Driven, square driven. Ja wants the second, I resent it.
दादा अस्तिको त्यो ब्याग थियो नि मगाएको थियो झोला त्यो दिग्यो नि मसँग 21 मात्र पाइन्छ होइन लास्ट लास्ट पिस मागेको थियो अब हाल्दा तिहार पछि हाल्नु पर्ला अहिले हालेको
और ये भैया ये वाला हमारा हमारा वो तो महंगा है रे ज्यादा ही ज्यादा दाम है ना ये काफी महंगा
Hello.